Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We welcome back an old friend. It's Tim Williams, and he's the owner of DuPage Home Services. And Tim, you're here today with some exciting news. You have something really interesting to share with us.
Yeah, actually, we have a new invention that we patented, and it's called a Drain Buddy, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be very helpful to a lot of people.
I do too. Tell me a little bit about how this came about.
This came about because I had a customer that had a backed up drain that wasn't going to be opened by any of the traditional means that we normally use. And I told her I can do this, but I can't do it today. And she said, okay. And I walked out of her house going, what did you just tell this lady? You got to come back tomorrow and you don't know what you're going to do. I worried about it all day and prayed this Hail Mary prayer at night, and I woke up the next morning, I knew exactly what I was going to do. Drove to my shop, and in 20 minutes, I'd made the thing.
And tell me a little bit it's called Drain Buddy, which I think is a lovely name, but tell me a little bit how it kind of works so we get a little bit of a picture.
I took four things that already existed in nature, and I made something new.
Okay.
The original one that I made is your ordinary 1.5-inch expansion bag with bar supply sink, supply line.
Okay.
Attached to a 3/8 by 3/8 angle stop, which you can buy anywhere, and that's going to a 5-foot-long dishwasher supply. And you just hook it up under your sink, and you put the bag in the drain, turn the water on, and it does the rest. It builds up water pressure, and then it shoots it through, and it pushes through clogs. That
sounds so simple, but just so you've got a rod, you've got the expansion bladder, and it kind of just expands, so it's pushing that debris down by breaking through that bag with that water.
Yes.
And then it's just moving it down the drain.
Yeah, the bag expands to seal it.
Right.
It expands to the inside diameter of the pipe, which will seal it so you don't have water shooting back at you.
That's a good thing.
And then it'll build up pressure, blow it through the line, and you'll be able to hear it when the line opens because you'll hear water running again.
Right. That's a sign that we want to
Yes.
hear. Yes. And so that will just move it down to the next level of drains.
Yeah, it'll move it to the next larger pipe, which will move it to the next larger pipe, and then out of the house, and that's where you want it.
And can you use this on any drain?
You can use it on any drain. I wouldn't recommend it. It will not work on a sewer line that is root bound. But for your typical interior
indoor
drains, it works like a miracle. Grease, sludge, hair. If showers are really prone to hair, bathtubs, you can use it in all of those drains.
So Tim, you invent this thing, then what happens?
It stayed in my truck, and I kept using it and discovered that it really wasn't a fluke, that it actually did work. And one day I was at a friend's house helping him, and he looked in the back of my truck and he saw it hanging there, and he said, "What is that thing?" And I said, "That's my Drain Buddy," and that's how it got its name. And eventually, 4 years later, I decided that I'd actually do some patent research on it to see if it actually was something that was new and original and patentable, and I hadn't just rewritten White Christmas. And surprise, surprise, it was new, it was original, and it took about 6 months, and now we have a patent on it.
So you've got it patented. So what's your hope with this thing?
Right now, what I'm looking for is a manufacturer that's willing to manufacture and distribute it. This is something that could be sold in the big box stores, Home Depot, Menards, plumbing supply houses, but it's also something that a homeowner can use themselves. I mean, I actually could see this on QVC or Home Shopping Network, something like that. Find it at Walmart. Mm-hmm. Any place you could see those as seen on TV things, mm-hmm. This would actually, fit right in there. And it's something it's inexpensive, it's reliable, and any average person could use it.
I think it gives the average person a little bit more credit than I would, but I think it's nice that it can cross between both professional and skilled amateur. That's why I like to refer to other people other than myself when it comes to this kind of thing. But so you're looking for someone to manufacture. What do you think the retail price would be?
The research that we've been able to do, we think we can keep it under $40.
And that's good, because this is something besides what I think is the interchangeable bladder. This is something that could be used again and again.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've used mine. I've still got the original one that I made, and I probably used it over 100 times, and it works, and it works every time.
That's the important thing.
Yeah,
it is. So. As you go forward, so you're looking for a manufacturer and somebody, because you don't want to do that yourself.
No, I've got a full-time business. I don't want another full-time business. Hopefully this thing will simplify my life, not complicate it. And so I'd rather have somebody else that does that, do this, and then we just share in the proceeds.
Okay.
So.
Right. So meanwhile, you've got the Drain Buddy, which complements your larger business, which is, everything from remodeling to repair to anything somebody needs, because you're a good guy that way.
Yes, I am. No, this is something that everybody is going to need eventually. Mm-hmm. Every drain will back up at some point in time, and this is something that you can have in the house, so when it does happen, instead of having a panic attack and where do I find a plumber and what do I do, or trying to use the Drano that'll eat the pipe, this is something that you can just go pick up, and in 10 or 15 minutes, drain's all clean and you can go back about your life.
That's awesome. So what's the next steps for you? What do you hope to do with this? Are you going to continue to use it in your business and then? Oh
yeah, I mean the one that's in my truck is going to stay there. It's not going anywhere because it's a lot lighter to carry than a 80 or 100 pound rotting machine. And I'm going to continue. We're talking with a few different manufacturers about manufacturing and distributing it. So.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon to a store near you.
That's awesome. Well, that's so exciting for you, Tim. You do a lot of great work with your business and keep us all, safe and warm in our homes. So I appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping by and giving us a little inside scoop of what you're thinking about and doing. So thank you.
Always a pleasure.
We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.